What is healthy sexuality or relationship with our sexual desires as a man? It's a question that we don't often ask. We don't even really think about it. There's a lot of things as guys we might think about a little, or we don't talk about because it's weird, or feeling of fear of being judged. It's going to make us weak, whatever it is. It's important to talk about a couple stages of male sexuality and also to talk about what it's not. Most of us as guys, we start out young. We have an enormous amount of testosterone in our late teens. If we're 20 years old, we're not thinking about being with one woman, and that's okay, that's normal. Our biology doesn't lead us that way. We can get into porn at a young age, but we know if we want a relationship, generally women are cool with the idea of us dating 5 different women at the same time. So as a young man, we end up diving into what I like to affectionately refer to as forced monogamy. Meaning, I want a relationship, I like this girl, I don't think she's gonna be okay if I date other girls or her friends. So we go through this stage, totally normal stage. Stage 2 is where we maybe start to explore. This could be in our 20s or 30s. For me, it was my 30s for the most part. And it can be in the open relationship, dating around, sleeping around. You can have Medellin or Miami syndrome, where especially if you have connections, you have money, you have status, going sleeping with a bunch of different women, it validates you, or so you think, or so we think as men. So sleeping around, doing our thing, very fun, but not fulfilling. And then it gets to a point of diminishing return where I find it's not fun, from my own experience, from friends, clients, or you need substances to make it fun. Meaning, what I've found is there's something in you that knows that you're made for something more. So now it's like, well, I'm sleeping with these girls, or I'm on the Tinder, and I drink a little bit, and that's cool, take the edge off. There's some incongruency underneath that in the open relationship, sleeping around, playboy phase. Stage 3, I don't believe a lot of us get to unless we actually want to go there. And we generally don't think it's even an option. Kind of look at, okay, I gotta feel, like I was younger and I'm kind of trapped and I'm just with this girl. Maybe I don't know how to communicate my sexual needs, so I don't feel heard or fulfilled, or I could do that with some other girl, but I can't do that with my girlfriend or my wife. So we sometimes don't know how to navigate, so we go back and forth between, I wanna just play the field, or feel like I'm trapped in this relationship. The third stage, which is so important, is actually going through a process to choose something consciously. Could this be an open relationship? It could. I find that's not the path for most men. I think that's something you're seeing popular right now that will fizzle out in time. It could also be going through a decent period of time alone, of celibacy, of seeing what comes up, of doing inner work, inner healing, a deeper level of personal development. Because the personal development that's got you to where you're at now won't get you to where you really want to go. When we stay in this playboy phase, it robs us of what we really want. When I talk to guys, I find, and sometimes it's traveling the world, it's some guy out someplace at dinner, drinking, telling me his story, we can want to run away from our own feelings, and that shows up in the reflection of the woman we're with. So we can want to numb out, or it's too much. And that's in large parts doing our own inner work. And like I said, whatever spiritual personal development has got you this far, it will not get you to where you really want to go. The bigger thing that it's robbing us as men is if we want a special relationship with someone really magical, we want to build a family. If we're playing the field, that's, with rare exception, almost always blocked. So what is healthy sexuality? And also, what is it not? Went through these 3 stages. As guys, we grew up thinking that porn is normal. In some cultures, I live in Latin America, it can be common here. Infidelity is enormous In some cultures, it can be if you're not cheating, you're not really a man. And as guys, we often don't talk about this stuff. So we're not even really sure what we believe or feel. And this is where the alcohol and the drugs can come in. When I did my first year of sober sex, I was 29, I'm 40 now. It was really, really, really uncomfortable. I'd never done it that way. And I started doing research, and what I found, asking guys in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, mainly 30s and 40s, it's really common for a lot of guys to just go, yeah, and I'm in the mood and whatever, and have a couple drinks or smoke a little something or take a pill or whatever. This is common. When I was going down this path 11 years ago, every dude I talked to but one did that and just kind of rationalized it. I remember going at 29, I'm like, is there something wrong here? Is this really how it should be? And again, you're free to do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But is it really working? Is the alcohol and the drugs, even if moderate, is it helping us to connect more? Or is it hindering or blocking or numbing out those parts of us that are uncomfortable to connect, that are hurt, that are unheard, that are unhealed rather. And as guys, we don't think or talk about this stuff a lot. And again, it's not a common question that guys ask. What is healthy sexuality? And am I here to tell you today what it is? No. I'm here to tell you what it's not, but it's also to invite you, to challenge you to think, what do I really want? If I've done the kind of forced monogamy, this doesn't feel right, I got to do this, to then, okay, I'm sleeping around, this is fun, oh my God, it's not even as fun as it used to be. Let me go back to a relationship and we can go back and forth rather than going up to something different. What if your current relationship to your sexuality as an individual, not just how you're showing up in the bedroom, is actually hindering you from what you really, really, really want in life, in business, in money? It's common for us as guys to have kind of sloppy sexuality. Well, yeah, I'm dating this girl, and yeah, I was drinking, and I'm not as sexually connected last week with my girls I want, and I liked some other girls' photos a lot. Well, I didn't cheat. But it starts to subtly go that way. It leaks out energy, it leaks out our power. And generally there's an unmet need and unmet desire that we want in our relationship. We don't know how to ask for it. We may have judgments about it. We may think we can do this with a amante, with a lover, but we can't do that with a girlfriend or wife. And rarely as guys do we sit down and think, and maybe healthy is not the perfect word for you, but what's the truest expression of who you are? Let me say it a different way, because should this be just some mystical tantra wearing white clothes? It could be. Or should it be just wild sex? It could be. What I've found is, let's call one of those parts your animal and one of it your heart. Bro, if you want a relationship with a girl you want to build something with, to build a marriage, build a family, all of you needs to be seen, needs to be experienced. If your animal's having a great time and you feel disconnected in your heart, you can stay together for 42 years. I've seen it. Or if you're really connected in your heart or something emotional that you can feel, but you don't know how to tell her how much you love blowjobs or whatever your thing is, or that you want to wear this outfit or try this new position, you feel disconnected. And this is where, as guys, we go to porn. And we go to porn so often that a lot of us don't even think much of it. We talk to other guys and it's like, oh yeah, I don't do as much as I used to. So it's not a problem. Be like, okay, I don't smoke crack every day, but do you smoke crack twice a week? It could be too much crack, right? And again, no judgment, no criticism. Ask me how I know, because I've been there. What would healthy sexuality look like to you if you could just have it all your own way? If you were with a girl who loved you, you're deeply connected with, and she couldn't say no. She wanted to say yes to every desire, every fun thing, and it's something you shared in a relationship together. And for many of us as guys, we've never even considered that could be an option. Because have you ever had the problem where you've been stuck between, well, I got to pick the relationship or the love, or I got to pick sex? Can I really have them both? I've had this girl, the sex is wild, generally very unhealthy. It's just wild sex. Or I'm like connected to her, but I don't know, she's not in the mood, or I don't get her. So I'll leave you with 2 questions. What is your truest, most ideal, healthy, fun, heart-connected, amazing sexual experience or vision look like? And number 2, which ties into this very intimately, how well have you decoded women? Do women make sense to you? Because normally guys are like, women, they're just so easy to figure out, they're so consistent with what they feel. No. I had no fucking idea to make any sense of women. It started when I was 27. I started reading books, going to seminars, and I was like, there's no way I've gotten this far. When you understand women, why this is pivotal, because sometimes as guys we're wanting to experience things in the bedroom, sexually, in our heart, and we don't know how to navigate it. We might communicate it in a way that makes sense to us, but a woman's totally not gonna feel safe, feel heard, feel understood, or we rush things. We don't understand. They're like a slow cook oven, you're a microwave. So, something to think about. What would your most ideal, connected, fun, beautiful experience of sex look like? And what's it costing you? Or what if by not tapping into that, it's really costing you the relationship, the wife, the kids, the family, the vision that you truly deserve and desire? Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.